When you feel like giving up, please make sure you listen to this. Maybe this isn't some sweet motivational quote, but a truth distilled from countless moments of breaking down and rising again. The first part of the sentence, when you feel like giving up, actually contains the deepest sense of helplessness in life. Have you ever had those nights? Nothing seems to happen, yet the world suddenly feels eerily quiet. You've worked so hard, yet reality still kicks you down to the bottom. You tell yourself to stay strong, but that little voice inside keeps whispering, just give up. The words feel like giving up are never a synonym for laziness. They usually mean you've already done your best. They mean you've faced storms alone, walked through rain, fallen countless times, and still haven't seen the dawn. That feeling is like walking through an endless tunnel. You don't know how far it goes. You don't know if the light will appear. You just feel more exhausted and start to doubt whether all your effort even matters. And the second part of the sentence, please make sure you listen to this, is like a hand gently reaching for you in the dark. It tells you, don't turn back too soon. Don't give up too easily. Maybe what you're experiencing isn't the end, but a turning point. In life, there are moments that seem like your breaking point, but are really just the start of growth. Those days when you feel like you can't hold on, that's exactly when life is shaping you. You might think you're being destroyed, but you're actually being remade. Just as gold must go through fire, diamonds endure pressure, and trees weather storms, no one becomes strong through comfort, and no success comes without pain. We often think life should be smooth, but true maturity isn't about a straight path. It's about taking one more step after countless moments when you felt like giving up. That's the meaning of, please make sure you listen to this. It's a call to your soul. Because the moment you want to give up is exactly when life wants to test you the most. When you think there's no way forward, you just haven't reached the next corner yet. When you think all your effort is wasted, life is just gathering something bigger for you. So at the start of this message, I want to tell you, if you're currently going through pain, confusion, or collapse, don't run away. Listen to this first. It might not make you successful immediately, but it can help you believe again that you are worth continuing. Today, we're going to talk about why. When you feel like giving up, you should keep going. I'll show you 3 truths. The meaning of life is never in smooth sailing, but in making it through the lows. Pain is not your enemy. It's a required lesson for growth, and life never fails to reward those who keep pushing forward. If you can, take a moment to settle in and let me guide you through this. You'll find that the places you thought were the end are often just the real beginning. And if you want to find strength to keep going every time you feel like giving up, remember to subscribe to my channel so we can listen to these stories together every day and keep pushing forward. The low points in life are something everyone has to go through. Have you noticed that the world never immediately rewards you just because you work hard? Sometimes you give everything you have, yet end up with nothing. You treat people sincerely, but are misunderstood. You try to live well, yet life keeps knocking you down. But it's precisely these low points that determine how far you can ultimately go. Life isn't a straight line. It's full of ups and downs. When you're at your lowest, you can't see hope, you can't see the future, but that's exactly the phase where your life truly settles and reshapes itself. If you think back carefully, the times you grew the most weren't the smooth, easy days, but the days when you cried, hurt, wanted to run away, yet still kept going. The purpose of the low points isn't to show you how cruel the world is, but to show you who you really are. When you're pushed into darkness, you realize that the light isn't given by others. It's something you have to ignite yourself, little by little. Everyone wishes for a smooth life, without obstacles or difficulties, moving forward without interruption, but the true depth of your life is never shaped by ease. Ease gives you temporary satisfaction, while low points give you real strength. In times of comfort, we're easily distracted by results. In times of struggle, we rethink our direction. Comfort shows you outer appearances, while low points reveal inner resilience. Many fear low points because they hurt, but in truth, a life without lows is a shallow life. Like a painting without shadows, it lacks depth. Your pain is the shadow of your life, and it's these shadows that give your life its layers. Maybe you're currently in your toughest phase. You might have lost your job, a relationship, or a goal, and every day you force yourself to hold on, to smile, to act like everything's fine. But you have to believe that one day you'll understand that none of it was meaningless. The struggles, the loneliness, the confusion you feel right now are quietly shaping a new version of you. As the saying goes, pain is not punishment, but a passport to a higher level. Those efforts that seem hopeless now will one day bloom in unexpected ways. When that moment comes, you'll thank yourself for not giving up. You'll realize that the true meaning of life isn't how easy it was, but that you chose to move toward the light even in darkness. Some people try to escape during low points. They hide, numb themselves, pretend not to care, but avoidance doesn't make the pain disappear. Only by facing it can you truly move past it. Low points are like a system reboot. They clear away false goals, wrong attachments, and meaningless burdens. When everything collapses, you finally have the chance to start from zero. Every reboot is a rebirth. You'll find yourself becoming more focused, calmer, and clearer. You'll begin to discern what's truly important and learn to let go of what isn't worth your time. So don't fear breakdowns. A breakdown isn't a bad thing. It's a reminder that it's time to live differently. Have you heard the saying, all miracles happen after moments of despair? It's true. When you think you can't go on but still grit your teeth and keep moving forward, that's when life starts to shift. Those who make it through the lows gain a power others don't have, a resilience that grows from deep within the soul, a confidence that says, I've been through the worst, so I'm not afraid. You won't be knocked down by small things anymore, because you know you've survived the real storms. And those who have never faced lows, their hearts are like unpolished glass, shiny but fragile, ready to shatter with a single blow. The more you go through, the more you can carry. That's why the true meaning of life isn't in ease, but in making it through the lows. No matter how much pain you feel now, remember, low points aren't the end. They're just a process. Every winter will eventually see spring, and every night will eventually be replaced by dawn. You don't need to become strong instantly. You just need to keep moving. Even if it's slow, it's okay, because as long as you're still walking, life cannot define you. Everything you're enduring right now is quietly building your future strength. Even if you can't see the light yet, keep moving forward, because darkness doesn't exist to punish you. It exists to teach you how to shine on your own. Pain is life's way of telling you that you are changing. We've all wished for life to be simpler without too many setbacks or hardships, hoping everything would go according to our plans. But reality has a way of hitting you right when you feel on top, leaving you hurt, confused, and questioning whether all your efforts have been wasted. You may feel overwhelmed with pain, thinking life is cruel, but you have to understand pain is not punishment. It's a signal of growth. Feeling pain actually means that you are changing. Change is never comfortable. Like a tree growing, it must break through soil, push past rocks, and emerge from its shell. Like a child growing, bones stretch, muscles expand. Growth never comes with ease, but with tearing and struggle. Pain is proof of growth. It tells you that you are pushing beyond your limits, forcing you to think, adapt, and redefine your life. Without pain, there's no growth. Pain is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It teaches you maturity in the harshest ways. Only in pain do we truly see ourselves. In times of ease, we can get lost in applause and praise, thinking we are invincible. But when pain comes, all our outer layers are stripped away and we see our truest selves. Pain shows you that you are not as strong as you think, but also that you are not as fragile as you feared. You begin to understand that some things don't come from effort alone, that some people won't stay despite your sincerity, and that some dreams only reveal their light after traversing the darkness. Pain wakes you from illusions and teaches you to stand firm in reality. It makes you humble, reflective, and reshapes you. And when it's over, you emerge clearer, steadier, and more resilient. Sometimes, pain is not destroying you, but stripping away what doesn't belong to you. It chips away at your pride, vanity, and dependency, leaving only your truest self. When you face your truest self, you reclaim the power to master your own life. Facing pain, everyone has two choices, to avoid it or to confront it. Most choose avoidance. They fear failure, fear admitting their limitations, and so they numb themselves with distractions, busy themselves to cover anxiety. They think this will spare them pain, but avoidance only prolongs it. Pain is like a lesson. If you run from it once, it returns until you confront it, understand it, and pass through it. You graduate only when you do. Sometimes you think life is unfair, but maybe it's because you've been avoiding the same test repeatedly. Life isn't against you. It's just waiting to see if you've learned the lesson. So the next time you feel pain, don't rush to escape. Ask yourself, what is this pain teaching me this time? Maybe it's telling you to let go. Maybe it's forcing you to learn independence. Or maybe it's just revealing that you deserve a better life. The scariest part of pain isn't the hurt itself, but the loneliness. Feeling misunderstood, helpless, and utterly alone. You've cried, collapsed, and sought help, only to realize that ultimately, the only person who can save you is yourself. It sounds harsh, but this is the most valuable part of pain. It forces you to become independent, to stop relying on others' approval, comfort, or validation, and to confront your deepest fears. When you learn to talk to yourself in solitude, when you keep going even when no one understands, you truly mature. At that moment, you no longer need others to define your value. You transform from a passive sufferer into an active grower. Loneliness teaches calm, and pain teaches wisdom. Together, they form the roots of maturity. As the saying goes, no strength grows from comfort. All truly strong people were not shaped by luck, but forged by pain. Like iron that must endure 1,000 degrees to become steel, like diamonds that must withstand immense pressure to shine, humans are the same. The more pain you endure, the deeper you grow. The deeper you grow, the steadier you become. The steadier you become, the more weight of life you can bear. Pain is life's alchemy. It transforms naivety into maturity, fear into courage, and confusion into wisdom. Every painful experience is giving you strength, a strength that can never be toppled by the same thing again. Some pain might make you feel like dying in the moment, but once you endure it, you will be grateful. Without that collapse, you would never have become who you are today. Those who have experienced pain become softer. They no longer judge others lightly because they understand that everyone has their own battles. They learn gratitude for those who help them and even for those who hurt them, because it's those people and experiences that teach what true growth is. Pain makes you humble and teaches you that life is never to be taken for granted. When you can view the events that once broke you with calm, you have truly grown up. At that point, you'll see that the world is still tough, but you're no longer afraid because you know you have the strength to face it. The pain you endure now may make you question life, but trust that it will not last forever. Pain will pass, but the strength it gives you will remain. Those tears you quietly shed at night, those moments you clenched your teeth and endured alone, will one day shine as the brightest parts of your life. No one can avoid pain forever, but you can choose how to face it. You can let it destroy you or let it reshape you. When you choose the latter, your life begins to climb upward. Pain doesn't last forever, but what it teaches you will stay with you always. You may not be able to thank your pain yet because it is too raw, too deep, too piercing. But one day you will understand pain never intended to destroy you. It only forces you to awaken. It teaches you what persistence truly means. It teaches you how to love yourself, and it makes you understand what is truly worth pursuing. Trust that every painful experience you go through is quietly pushing you to a higher place. When you finally stand there and look back, you'll realize that those moments of pain weren't obstacles. They were the steps leading you toward the light. Persistence doesn't mean not feeling pain. It means continuing to move forward even when it hurts. Many people think that those who persist never feel pain, that successful people are naturally strong-willed and unafraid of failure. But the truth is exactly the opposite. They feel pain, they break down, they've thought about giving up. The difference is that they choose to keep moving forward despite the pain. True persistence isn't about never wavering. It's about choosing to keep going after the doubt hits. Persistence isn't about always being strong. It's about refusing to fall when you're at your most vulnerable. Every time you say, just one more step, fate is quietly paving the way, because fate never fails those who refuse to give up. Often we feel that life is unfair. Why does it get harder the more effort we put in? Why does it hurt more the longer we persist? But perhaps fate isn't punishing you. It's testing whether you are worthy. Fate doesn't reward with kind words or easy wins. It tests you repeatedly to see how badly you want it, to see if you can handle the heights of your future. The life you want, the achievements you dream of, are never handed to you easily. Fate will push you to your limits again and again, forcing you to grow, to awaken, to become stronger. If you give up, all your efforts are wasted. But if you persist, you'll find that fate has been quietly preparing your reward all along. Often, the miracle hides in that very moment when you decide to push just one more step. Life inevitably involves comparison. We want our persistence to prove something, to show we are more diligent, more capable, more deserving of success. But true persistence isn't for others, it's for yourself. You persist not to surpass anyone else, but to honor the version of yourself who endured every hardship with grit. That soul, unwilling to bow or retreat, deserves respect, fulfillment, and the gentle favor of fate. Every time you choose not to give up, you're paving a wider path for your future self. Others may not see your efforts, but fate does. Every step you take is never wasted. Every tear you shed will turn into light. And one day, when you stand in the place of your dreams, you'll realize it was all worth it. Fate doesn't give what you want easily. It will disappoint you, test you, make you question yourself. But if you refuse to back down, fate will yield. Persistence is, in essence, a negotiation with life. By continuing, you tell it, no matter how you strike me, I will not give up. Fate fears this kind of person because it has no leverage over them. When you stop fearing loss and keep smiling after every setback, fate begins to stand with you. At some moment, it will suddenly give you a breakthrough, an opportunity, a beam of light. And in that moment, you will understand fate isn't unfair. It's just waiting for your unwavering commitment. We often assume a great life must be grand and spectacular, but true greatness is often found in those seemingly ordinary acts of persistence. A mother who quietly wakes early and stays up late for her child. a worker who labors year after year for their family, a young person burning the midnight oil in a tiny room chasing their dream, a patient fighting repeatedly to survive against all odds. They may not have a dazzling stage, but they embody what it truly means to persist. Persistence doesn't need an audience. Persistence is the deepest respect one can give to their own destiny. No matter who you are or where you are, as long as you keep moving, you are already remarkable. Everyone has moments when they want to give up, times when you feel exhausted, when everything seems meaningless. But remember why you started. That initial passion, that desire to change, that determination to become a better version of yourself. They are still there, just temporarily buried under fatigue. When you feel like you can't go on, don't worry about making it to the finish line. Just tell yourself one more step. Sometimes the meaning of persistence isn't in how great it seems. It's in refusing to surrender. Take one more step, and the scenery may change. Persist a little longer, and fate may begin to turn. You may feel life is unfair, watching others achieve what seems effortless while you fight with all your strength. But trust that fate never neglects those who refuse to bow. Every drop of sweat, every tear you shed, is quietly recorded by fate. One day, it will repay you in ways you never imagined. Maybe a new opportunity, maybe long-awaited peace, maybe the strength and confidence to face any storm. Fate's rewards never rush, but they never fail to arrive. The most moving phrase in life isn't "I succeeded," but "I didn't give up." Because that means you overcame pain, despair, and yourself. Every sleepless night, every moment you grit your teeth through pain, every tear you shed is gradually pushing you toward the light. One day, when you finally emerge from the darkness, you'll realize that fate has always been by your side. It never abandoned you. It just wanted to see if you were truly ready. And when you prove it, fate will smile and hand the light to you. When you feel like giving up, please listen to this all the way through. You have to understand that no one's life is ever completely smooth. Every person who seems calm and collected has endured countless lonely nights, quietly gritting their teeth and pushing through. Every person who smiles at the world has, in some dark corner, broken down and wanted to escape it all. Don't be fooled by those polished surfaces. Behind every moment of composure lies unseen persistence. The people who shine aren't unscathed. They are the ones who, at the edge of pain countless times, chose not to give up. The meaning of life isn't in ease. It's in whether you can survive the valleys. True growth isn't about happiness. It's about how you face suffering. Favor from fate doesn't belong to the lucky. It favors those who refuse to bow and continue to persist. When you feel like giving up, remember, you're not fighting the world, you're cooperating with destiny. Fate teaches you courage through difficulty, strength through pain, independence through solitude, and maturity through repeated disappointment. It makes you feel like you're about to break just to see if you truly desire that future. And just when you're on the verge of collapse, ready to surrender, that's often when fate begins to turn. It won't tell you in advance when the skies will clear, but it will quietly part the clouds at the very moment you refuse to give up, sending you that beam of light. So please believe this, your persistence right now is not wasted. Your effort will eventually be recognized. Your pain is simply fate sculpting you, shaping you into someone stronger, more resilient, and clear-minded. One day, when you stand in the place you once dreamed of, you'll suddenly understand those nights of tears, those moments of pain that made you shiver, were never punishments. They were gifts. They made you worthy of the life you long for, worthy of that better version of yourself. So don't rush to give up. Take one more step. Persist a little longer. Tomorrow might be completely different. One day, you'll thank yourself for not giving up today. You'll smile at your past self and say, I'm glad I didn't stop then, or I wouldn't be seeing this light now. Because every life you want, every future you dream of, is hidden just beyond that moment when you refuse to quit.